Hi Gigi, this is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. I'm looking at the email you sent me, and in this particular video, I'm going to give you feedback on the two practice tests you recently sent me. So in the email, you say, "Hi Michael, I got excited this week because of the New York Marathon that happened last week. I'm a follower of some social media runners. I got to see their finishing times and their excitement. I checked my speed and calculated, you want to say how long it would take me to finish a marathon. So it would take 4 hours and 30 minutes to complete it. So you say my running speed right now is 10 minutes per mile. Okay, perfect. And remember, with marathons, whatever you think you can do it in, I would add another half hour onto that. It's always harder than what you think. It really is. I have the independent speaking rubric. I also have downloaded your practice test so I can listen to it. So let me listen to it the first time. I'm not going to give you any comments the first time, but as I listen to it, I want to look at the actual rubrics here. And I know you're in the 3 or the 4 range, so let me just keep these right in front of me as I listen. Okay, here we go.
I believe the method for studying for classes alone is way more beneficial for the student for the following reasons. When you study alone, you can choose the subjects that you want to focus on. For example, I'm studying for TOEFL right now, and my weakness is in writing. So I am putting a lot of effort and spending a lot of time studying, revising books about writing, how to be a fast reader actually. And also you can be flexible with your time. You can choose what time to study. You don't have to actually get together with your friends and combine it when they have availability or not. You're free for that.
Okay, so as I look at it, yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to listen to it again in just a minute. Probably, I think with you're between 3 and 4, so you have delivery here, we got language use over here, and then we have topic development. So let me think about this for a minute. So 3, speech is generally clear, some fluidity of expression, and may require listener effort. I think that you're more in the 4 range with your delivery. Probably more in the 3 range with your language use. That would be my impression right now. I'm going to go over that a little bit more detail. And probably between 3 and 4 with your topic development. That would be where I think you are right now, right? Okay, let's listen to it one more time. Let me make it a little bit. Okay, here we go.
I believe the method for studying for classes alone is way more beneficial for the student.
So I think it's a little bit wordy how you said that. Studying alone is more beneficial for students because, right, it provides more flexibility in their learning. It allows them to get done with their study guide or their study faster or something. So I would probably condense that introduction and incorporate the 2 points from your response to give you a little bit more focused introduction there.
For the following reasons, when you study alone,
Instead of saying when you, I would say when students or when I study alone. So I would keep things more framed from that uh, either the first or the third person point of view, not the second person. Once you say when you do this, when you do that, you've now kind of removed yourself from the situation and you're focusing more on the audience. And that doesn't give you the specificity that you need or the concrete details you need to really support your ideas.
You can choose the subjects that you want to focus on. For example, I'm studying for TOEFL right now, and my weakness is in writing. So I am putting a lot of effort and spending
So then in the beginning, based on that, you might say you have more flexibility. So in the introduction, when you go to the very beginning of the response, studying alone is much better because it provides me flexibility. And then give the example. For example, right now I'm preparing for the TOEFL exam, right? And when I study, I need to focus more on improving my writing skills. However, if I'm in a study group with other people, I may have to also focus on reading and listening and maybe even speaking, which are not my weak points.
a lot of time studying, revising books about writing, how to be a fast reader actually. And also you can be flexible with your time. You can
In addition, I can also be flexible, or how about I will also have more flexibility with my time schedule.
choose what time to study. You don't have to actually get together with your friends and combine it when they have availability or not. You're free for that.
All right, so basically your thesis or topic statement is you prefer studying alone because it provides you flexibility over what topics you want to study and when you want to study. Why not say that in the beginning? If you say those two things, that kind of it's more concise and it kind of predicts or forecasts the two main points that you're talking about. All right, so let's think about that for a minute. Let me go back here. So I still think that you're strong in the delivery. I'm going to say 4 in the delivery. I don't think you had any major problems there. I can understand everything you're saying well. I think language use, I think more in the 3 area. I think especially because you shifted into that second person point of view, which was inappropriate. I think that also hurt your topic development a little bit because when you use a lot of you and you focus more on the audience and not yourself or somebody that doesn't give you the elaboration and the specificity that you need. So I think based on what I'm what I just my analysis here, I'm going to give you a score of probably between I'm going to say between 25 and 27 points out of 30 according to the IBT rubrics. That would be my estimation right now. Let's take a look at this second practice test that you sent me. I think this is an interesting one because it comes from the TOEFL exam recently. And let's see what you have here. You said I'm sending speaking task 1 for your feedback at your convenience. This prompt actually, you put I memorized because it was from my last TOEFL exam. Do you agree or disagree that I'm going to change this slightly here, that it is foolish for people to get involved in risky activities? That's probably how they framed that topic. You said my actual TOEFL test score was 23 points. However, I completely forgot to add an example of a person that I know and got a person that I know. I would put know who, not an. Example, person that I know who got involved in a risky activity in Brazil, but I added the example in this speaking task today. All right, fair enough. Well, let's take a look at that. So again, I have the actual speaking rubrics here. I can take a look at those. Let me make this a little bit smaller here. Okay, I'm going to pay attention to 3 and 4. So you got 23 points on the actual TOEFL exam, but you feel you've improved it in this case. So let's see.
I believe to get involved in risky activities can give so much beneficial gains.
Be careful. That did not sound good in the beginning there. The first, you had some problems, I think, creating your sentences. The automaticity, the language wasn't very good there. So you don't want to do that.
For example, a marathonist in Brazil decided to run a marathon per day, and he followed through his project, and he ended up gaining so much strength and endurance with this required task. Also, he was invited to participate in a heart research to see the benefits or changes in the body for this insane project. So he succeeded. He completed this project in August, and he challenged his body, and he's much healthier and showed that it's possible.
Okay, so I think in this one, the last one I gave you four in delivery, but I don't think that's the case here. I'm thinking you're more in the three area. Let's see why here. Three says speech is generally clear, yes, with some fluidity of expression, though minor difficulties with pronunciation, intonation, or pacing are noticeable. So, especially in the beginning. Listen to that beginning one more time, and that kind of shows why I think you're more in the three area, not the four.
I believe to get involved in risky activities can give so much beneficial gains.
Yeah, see that? That's not what I call well paced flow there. That's definitely having some problems with pacing. Okay, let's listen to the whole thing. I'm thinking language use is probably maybe between three and four. Topic development, I think, was strong, a good example there. But it's still the argument here. And we listen one more
I
time.
believe to get involved in risky activities can give so much beneficial gains. For example,
So just say getting involved in risky activities can provide beneficial um, effects on people, or they can have beneficial results. So getting involved in risky activities can have beneficial results. Something like that.
a marathonist in Brazil decided
I would just say marathoner, not marathonist. So we'll say biology, biologist, anthropology, anthropologist, but I don't hear people really saying marathonerist. So I think that's a problem with language use there. Listen to that one more time.
a marathonist in Brazil
I would just say a marathoner in Brazil,
decided to run a marathon per day, and he followed through his project, and he ended up gaining so much strength and endurance with this required task. Also, he was invited to participate in a heart research to see the benefits or changes in the body for this insane project.
now, why is it risky? You can say this activity is riskier, although this activity is risky on the ligaments, the joints, and the organs of the body or something. So I think it's important to provide some background on why running a marathon each day is risky.
So he succeeded. He completed this project in August, and
So he succeeded by completing, or he succeeded when he completed this project in August.
so he succeeded. He completed this project in
So he succeeded, he completed this project. That was not good language use there. You're kind of jamming those two sentences together there, but you need to provide some more syntactic kind of variety there. He succeeded when he completed this project, or he succeeded by completing the project in August, by which time he had run 25 or 30 consecutive marathons day after day after day until that point.
August, and he challenged his body, and he's much healthy.
And he it's you're using too many ands in there. So I think that gets to what I call somewhat limited in the range of structures used. So if you rely on a certain type of grammar, for example, using and, a coordinated conjunction, and then repeating that several times, to me that's showing limitations in the range of structures used. So that tells me delivery is three, language use is three, I think. Okay, let's keep going. Let's get to the end here.
And showed that it's possible.
Yeah, I don't think this is your best one. I think this is a little lower than the one I just listened to. So I'm going to put you at about 21 to 23 points on this one. I think for sure delivery it's probably in the 3 area. The language use I think is also 3. And topic development, it was a I like how you focused on the example of the marathoner. I think that's a good strategy. And I think you probably could have made it a little more clear why you think the activity that he did was risky. Risky in what way? A lot of things can go wrong when you run 26 miles, right? A lot of physical and mental, maybe things can happen, but you still think it was a beneficial activity that he did. All right, so this one, I'm going to give you 21 to 23 points. And I'm thinking, when I think about maybe what you might study here. If you go to my online TOEFL course, I think you need to do a little bit of study with gerunds and infinitives in the grammar section. I think that would be good. I think with the delivery, if you want to practice pacing, you can practice in my online course. I think it's pronunciation lessons 41 44 is called thought groups and blending. Those lessons will help you with your pacing, which will help you with your delivery that I think you had some trouble with. And I think also you just want to get a little bit more natural with the language use. So the vocabulary and grammar you're using, when I was listening to the response, I felt like you're taking a lot of effort to find the vocabulary and the grammar. And that kind of hurt your automaticity of language use. So keep working on your overall speaking fluency, and then I think that will help you also with the speaking. All right, so my final comments are your score here is around 21 to 23 points out of 30. All right, thank you.